Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Viewers from around the world, welcome again to Echo from Tuba. Inshallah, happening on Lamfal TV every Wednesday, right here at 3 o'clock, inshallah. Today we are happy to have a friend of ours, Mr. Bamba Badji, Professor Bamba Badji.
Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, Mr. Fallu.
Thank you, and always delighted to have you. We're going to talk about a topic today that is really a concern for the world. We talk about the changes made from COVID-19. But first, before we're going to wish long life to our Khalif, Sheikh Muntakha. May Allah help him finish the work he's doing right now. The university, over 37 billion that has been built over in the city of Tuba. Inshallah, it's going to make a big change for the world, for people who come to inquiry about Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba and many others who finish the Mosque of Mazalik al-Jinan, and inshallah many enterprises he has done on his caliphate. May Allah give him long life, inshallah, and a good health. Mr. Bamba Badji, COVID-19 made a lot of changes. I mean, the coronavirus made a lot of changes in the world, especially you working in the educational system. What are the type of changes that happened?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Fallu Gai. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah,
Subhanahu wa ta'ala.
And I bear witness that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is his messenger. Okay, I say every time anyway, Jerejef Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba and Jarolak Mam Sheikh Ibrahim Fall. And we always pray for Sing Muntaha. Okay, may Allah give him long life and to finish all the work of Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba. And even we give our greetings to Sing Sheikh Jamafal, all the Murids and all the Muslims around the world. I am very happy to answer to your question about the COVID-19. The COVID-19 changed the way of thinking, changed the way of...
By the way, we respected the social distancing and,
yes,
and the masks. You can show your mask?
Yeah, I have my mask.
Right.
Yeah, I have my mask, and we respect the social distance according to the Prophet, peace be upon him. The social distance does not come from COVID-19. It's from the Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, peace be upon him. Now, talking about the COVID-19, we changed our way of doing. We changed our way of thinking. And even in education, we changed the way of teaching, and we're doing online business. And talk about online business, it is very, very important. And regarding in Senegal, according to online business, people are late. Okay, we are not in.
You are getting ground.
Yeah. We come late now. According to my university, ESM, and some other universities, we take the case of where I'm teaching Université Virtuelle du Sénégal. Now we are doing the online business since 5 years. Okay, and right now the COVID-19, according to the COVID-19, people are doing online business in around all schools in Senegal. People are learning with Zoom, the platform Zoom. People are learning with the platform Meet, and people are learning with the platform
Duo, for instance.
Duo,
right.
And people are learning with the platform Blackboard Collaboration. Now, if you have a school or you have an organization and you don't know how to deal with the online business or the online education, and even we have the online medicine, okay, you're going to be late in the business. And as a Muslim, we should know everything, okay, as a Muslim, because according to the teaching of Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba, he was saying, I'm doing the jihad, okay, inni ujahidu bi ulum wa tuqa abdan khadiman wal mu'ayminu ushahidu. I am doing the jihad, but my jihad is with the knowledge. Okay, my jihad is the knowledge, okay, and the spiritualism, okay, worshipping the Most High. Now, if you're a Muslim, you should know everything, okay, knowledge from the cradle to the grave. You should know everything, good things or bad things, and you should manage how you manage the good things and how you manage the bad things. And right now, if you are in the online business, the online working, the online education, you are far from the challenge of the new world.
But was the educational system of Senegal ready with this upheaval? Are they ready in terms of having enough material, enough, because obviously you're going to need a lot of computers and stuff.
Yes.
And Senegal is not just the capital and the big region.
Yeah.
This is far down in the country. But is it the country was ready really to assume?
Okay, the country was not ready. Okay, the country was not ready. Example, if we take the case of Dakar, it is okay. Now, if you take the case of some villages, it will be very difficult to do the online education because those people, they don't have computer. And if they don't have computer, if they have computer, they don't have internet. And if they have internet, they don't have enough income to pay internet.
Because I imagine right now some kids that are confined in villages that don't even have electricity.
Okay, that will be very difficult.
Right,
Example, if you don't have electricity, if you don't have computer.
And if you see the ratio, I don't think it's a small number. There's a lot of kids.
Yeah,
that's
a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids. But we, the government, should have a solution for that children. Okay, because you cannot satisfy the education for those children in Dakar and let the children in the village behind.
Left
because
out.
they. All of the children are saying we are all Senegalese.
Senegalese,
right?
right.
All Senegalese.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We're happy to have again Professor Bamba Badji from the University of Cheikh Anta Diop, who's heading for PhD. A PhD on what?
Oh, I'm doing my PhD on Islamic finance.
Islamic finance.
Islamic finance.
MashaAllah. You should know my friend Sheikh Mbake.
Sheikh Lamin Mbake.
Lamin Mbake.
Yeah,
Assalamu alaikum to
I
my
was
Sheikh.
working with Lamin Mbake. I was the program manager.
Right.
The beginning of IF, and even right now I'm working with him, Professor Lamin Mbake. With
very bright.
Yeah.
You know he brought Islamic finance in Senegal.
Yeah.
And
he's
also
yeah.
the bank over here, Islamic bank and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But someone that really our community should take good use of him.
Okay.
A friend of Mathir,
Yeah,
the former president of Malaysia,
Okay.
consulted all over the world.
Okay, according to Islamic finance, we did the first forum in West Africa in 2010 with Lamin Mbake, African Institute of Islamic Finance.
Right,
it was great.
Mashallah,
it was great.
Mashallah.
And I really appreciate the expression he is promoting what we call Muridanaamics.
Muridanaamics. Right. We talked about it in one show. If you go and search in YouTube, you're going to see that video, inshallah, with Serigne Lamin Mbake, mashallah. And also the professor, Mr. Badji, teaching right now at ISM and many other big colleges here in this country. Again, talking about the impact of COVID-19. There's a lot of problem with this disease, though. COVID-19 coming from, we said, from China, hitting hard Senegal. People are confined in some way. Other countries also are confined. There's no way of. And then, is it a new challenge now in terms of education, in terms of understanding the importance of technology, for instance?
Okay, now the COVID-19 opened the way of the new education. Now, how are we going to manage with the COVID-19? It's not just COVID-19. We have some other disease. We have some other problems. Now, to be a good manager is to do like a snake. Okay? If you have a problem, how are you going to manage to cover yourself and to have another solution? Being a good manager, it is to find solutions. Now, we have the COVID-19. We cannot doing class normally. But let's do the online classes. Online classes is easier. Example, if I take the case of my school, ESM, we are doing class. And in the 10th July, we are going to finish all examination. Okay, because the online program, the online program is a good program. We can do the normal program and the online program. Example, you guys are working. You don't have enough time to go to the school, but you can do your online program. But how are we going to do? How are we going to manage? We should manage first to have good materials. And if we have good material, good people, okay? All the professors, they cannot teach from online. Teaching from online is very difficult, okay? And even teaching face-to-face is very difficult. Now, can you imagine if you teach online? Okay, and if you don't have good materials, if you don't have good technology, you don't have good computer, you don't have good connection, how are you going to manage? Now, I think that the COVID-19 opened us the way to teach online and to try to have some other kind of teaching. Why not to teaching by doing? You know, people used to hear the word of Sheikh Ibrahim Fall, jëf jël. But jëf jël is not what people think about jëf jël. Jëf jël is very small. Jëf jël is, jëf jël is very big. Okay. Right now we have COVID.
I'm sure there's a lot of you, since you did management, there's a lot you can say.
Yes,
on jëf jël.
Jëf jël is management. Jëf jël is management, and people, they don't know about jëf jël. They say jëf jël, jëf jël, jëf jël. Yes, jëf jël is management. Whenever you see in the Quran, allazina amanu wa amilu salihat, allazina amanu wa amilu salihat, and whenever you have allazina amanu amilu salihat, you have example positive thing or negative thing. Amanu wa amilu salihat. If it is positive, you have this one. If it is negative, you have the result. Okay. Now the COVID-19 opened us the way of education. First, we should learn about online program. We should learn about learning by doing, and we should have what I call in French, étudier en entreprise. Okay. Étudier en entreprise. Education is not only going to the school and learning. You can learn from doing. You can
practicing.
Practice. You can learn from when you go to the farm. You can learn when you see people doing. You can learn in books. You can learn online. Now the teacher is just here to guide you. Right now, if you have your baccalaureate, you can learn by yourself. Okay, you can learn by yourself. That's why education right now is not only face education. We should do online education. We should do learning by doing. We should do what we call experience education and other kind of education.
And I'm sure there's no choice right now if you see what's happening in other countries and in this country. But the Senegal actually was a little step forward with compared to some African countries, because I think the online courses was started way before COVID-19 in the country, and people took it lightly. And if they knew back then it was very important to a challenge today, they would have marked a big point.
Okay, that's very important, because when we talk about online education, first when the Senegalese government launched the Université Virtuelle du Sénégal, I was a professor. I am a professor at Université Virtuelle du Sénégal. I'm giving the lecture statistic, and I'm giving logiciel de traitement Sphinx. Okay, and I grade all my professor Abdou Alfadja and the member of the Université Virtuelle du Sénégal. It was very difficult. Even some students, they didn't believe that you can learn online. But right now we have master students. They have done all the studies on the Université Virtuelle du Sénégal, and right now they are working. If we take the case of Morocco, there's a very dynamic online program. If we take the case of Kenya, there's a very dynamic online program. If we take the case of South Africa and even Rwanda, okay? Now in West Africa, I think that Senegal, we are the leader. We are the leader. But right now, we invite all African countries to have a new challenge. It is the online program. Why not for the new program, the new coming year, why not to have 70% face-to-face and 30% online program?
Absolutely.
Okay, I think that it is a solution.
Some of the classrooms, not just in big cities, but also in some certain villages, are always full. You see like 100 kids on table. I think this has to be a solution, really, in order to go forward, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it is. Online program, we can solve all the problem of the education during the online program. But for me, what I think that we can do 70% or 50% face-to-face and 50% online program. And why not even those people working? Right now we have people are talking about teletravail, okay? Teletravail. You don't need everybody in your organization, okay? If a person is not in Senegal, he's in London, Jamaica, or the United States of America, you can work. Okay, we don't need everybody. We should take online program, online working, online business, doing our own.
Right.
Because if we don't know how to do online program, we guys gonna suffer. We gonna suffer. Look at people. According to the COVID-19, people are making money. Okay, I don't want to do advertising.
I'm gonna come back
money. Yes.
To that, the economic challenges. I'm going to come back to that. But also, this is going to help people save money, obviously, because we've seen government using online conferences for conferences and meetings and stuff like that. You know, it's going to cut corners because people used to pay the ticket to go to New York. You know,
the plane,
Waldorf
the
Astoria,
hotels,
the hotels, and all those money is really an eye opener right now. For government. Africans still, you know, African people are suffering abroad, you know, going across the Mediterranean for money, youngsters 20, 18 years old. If you have opportunities like this, challenges, do we have a budget? I think a budget of 3,000 billion CFA is you know, it's good money. Something if it's wisely used, Africa can really change. And I think this is a new challenge. Thank you for following again. Echo from Tuba. We have our brother, our friend, our murid, our baifal.
Yes.
Sheikh Bamba Badji,
yes,
always ready to give out knowledge for the community. Of course, we're going to tackle right now the economic challenge of this COVID-19. And by the way, sometimes I don't see when it's sad. Salam to all I mean, what do you call them again? The health workers, salam to whoever is helping right now fight this disease. They're doing a lot of job. If I see people not really believing that this disease exists, I'm like, why do you think all these countries is shutting down? And you know how economy count. And everyone shuts down. Every day you see a minister coming, you know, presenting the numbers we have in terms of, you know, the positive and negative numbers of COVID-19, and telling people to really use sanitizers, to respect social distancing, to do whatever it takes to help yourself and others. And if you go around right now, you see a lot of people not wearing masks though. It's like whatever they...
I got my mask.
We got ours.
I got my
also,
mask.
like I said, there's social distancing rule that's being respected. So just kind of telling the people to really follow what the minister and you know, the health system is telling them is for the benefits of everyone, of course. Economic side of that, you know, a lot of things are not running well right now because import and export is kind of dying down. Hotels are not, because tourism is absolutely almost at zero level. What is the new way of changing the economy right now with the COVID thing? Is it a challenge of, again, using computers or online? What we should do really as a professor, and advice for youngsters especially to get ready for this new challenge.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Falugai. And I really appreciate the job that those people working in the health system are doing.
Right.
Okay, we say standing ovation to them. Standing ovation.
Is Jufsar, I think?
Yeah, Jufsar and Jufsar and the
also
others.
Professor Saidi.
Yeah, Jufsar,
Professor
Njai,
Njai.
Professor Njai. All people working about the health organization. Okay, we just applause and give a standing ovation to them. And we call again our brother, our Murid brother, our Baifal brother, our people in Tuba and around the world to believe in this disease. Some of people are saying that it's impossible. It is possible. Some people are dying. We should respect, okay, and follow all the advices from the government.
Especially the Caliph gave out 200 million help to feed all the you know, the victims of COVID-19. That tells you an idea that
that's great. Sing Muntaha show us the way. Okay, he show us the way from paradise. He show us the way of Mekte. Okay, and if people want to live in the Mbekte, they should follow Sing Muntaha.
Mbekte meaning happiness.
Yeah, Mbekte means happiness. I cannot understand. How can you be with Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba and not follow his word? How can you be with Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba and not follow the Hasayids? How can you be with Sheikh Ibrahim Fall and not follow the Ndigal? Okay, we people used to follow the Sheikh Sing Muntaha. Now, according to the economic side of the COVID-19, in this year, Senegal, the government, we gonna suffer because our GDP will decrease. And it is not only our GDP, the GDP around the world, all the GDP will decrease. Okay, I got from the government, Mr. Macky Sall, talking about a GDP rate around
1%.
1%.
Even less.
It is very complicated. Now, that's why we should change how to do business. Okay, we should work with electronic business. Before, people were talking about operation of goods and services. Now, operation of goods and services, we can have electronic one. Income operation, we can have electronic one. Financial operation, we can have financial banking. Now, we should focus all our strategies on electronic business. How to develop electronic business. If we take the case of Facebook, I'm really sorry, Facebook's, Twitter, Instagram, and some other platforms. Facebook is making business. Less than 20 years. Now, how are we going, we Murid, to have what we call Tuba Face? Tuba Face. Like Facebook Tuba Face. We can develop an application called it Tuba Face. Now, I invite all the members of the government and all Senegalese to go online program, try to do online business. And for young people, I advise young people to do entrepreneurship, not waiting a work from a government, because government cannot give the work for everybody, because the rate of employment is very low and the rate of unemployment is very high. Now, how are we going to create job? Don't wait for a job, but create job. And if you create job, do your job physically and do your job online.
Right.
Yeah,
I think that's the way to go, to create, because I don't believe people just should sit by the internet and buy goods. We have to also create. And in order to create, we have to help, the entrepreneurial mind, creative mind, youngsters that's really creating stuff. And if you create, you need someone also to help you develop that, and that you're going to need some financial boost. And I think that's where the problem is. Africa and countries like Senegal should really invest on youngsters that are creative, that are innovative, creating stuff that can be produced in a big, wider range and be sold around the world in Africa. So I think we should have a mind-changing attitude here, instead of just sitting at the computer table and ordering goods from Amazon, from all these other platform places. We have to be creative ourselves to create products made in. You were talking about moringa a while ago.
Moringa,
right?
Yes.
We have the baobab tree.
Okay,
how
baobab
much
tree,
stuff we can create from the seed?
The product from Senegal.
Right.
The product from Africa. We have product. Look at right now, American people are coming in Senegal, in Togo, Benin, for taking the moringa, for taking the neem, because the Senegalese neem and the Indian neem are the best in the world. Okay, we should.
I think there's chloroquine in that.
Yeah.
Right.
We should have creativity, and the problem is people are not learning creativity from the school. We should change the program we have at the school. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry.
Well, we've been saying that for a long time.
But
they used to have, they even had professor from New York, I forgot his name, who came over for,
Bashir Jan.
Bashir Jan, there you go.
Yes.
Salam to the professor also, very bright mind.
Yeah, very bright
he came
mind.
over to do a change in terms of our educational system.
Okay.
But I don't see many stuff. I think also the former minister was very bright. What is his name again? He was replaced a while ago.
Okay, the professor from the education minister from Saint Louis.
From St. Louis, yeah, very
bright. Oh, he's great. He's great.
Yeah,
he's a mathematics professor.
He is.
He's a
mathematics
professor.
So we have the elite, the quality people. I don't know what's stopping us from taking this education system to another level.
It is the program, because the program we have here I'm just going to ask a phrase of Mr. Malcolm X. Before, Malcolm X was saying that, according to the white people, the white people said, never teach to the Negroes the science of management. Never teach to the Negroes the science of business. Never teach to the Negroes the science of money. That's why the education, the system of education we have, okay, is not for us. It is just to help us to know how to speak French, to say yes, je suis, c'est-à-dire, okay, and they don't teach us how to make money.
Right.
Okay, how to.
But also a very, I think it's Bob Marley who said that, emancipate yourself
from mental
slavery.
None but ourselves can free our mind. Yeah.
So in order to free your mind, also, having a finger point out to the Europeans all the time, I think it doesn't make sense at all.
It doesn't make sense.
And I don't see the potential in Africa is being fully used. If we do the exchanges, for instance, from Senegal to Ivory Coast, even we have the Chebujan here, they don't have the Chebujan in Ivory Coast.
They have the
Aloko over there.
They have the Aloko, they have the Acheke.
They have the Futu over here in Mali.
I was in Ivory Coast. I was in Ivory Coast. I know Ivory Coast.
So in terms of economic things, Africa had to do a lot of, mingling changes.
It is just what Sheikh Anta Diop was talking about. It is what we call optimization. Example, we have what we call the comparative advantage. If you want to do trade, we should have the comparative advantage. And the comparative
it's a topic in management, right?
Yeah, it is in management. And comparative advantage, it is whenever a country, two countries can exchange, if you have the lowest cost of opportunity. Example, you produce the good A, and you support the lowest cost of opportunity, and Ivory Coast, they produce the good B, they support the lower cost of opportunity. Now you don't need to produce A and B, you produce A and you exchange with B with Ivory Coast.
Absolutely.
It is what we call the absolute advantage. And for the absolute advantage, I'm gonna give you a secret. It is from Mam Sheikh Ibrahim Fall used to do what we call a cooperative advantage.
If you know about Sheikh Ibrahim Fall.
When he was dealing with the white people, okay, he knows that the Marabout Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, okay, don't believe in what the white people believe. They believe in money, okay, they believe in power, and he doesn't believe in money and power. He was worshipping the Most High. That's why he was all time dealing with the white people to make the white people understand what Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba wants is not what you want. That's why he can cooperate with white people to make Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba back and to satisfy the need of the white people. And if you remember, he was doing agriculture. Before you come to Saint Louis, it is how to call the village. Jara, yes, Jara. He was doing agriculture, and he was he support the cooperative advantage, and he was exchanging with the white people to give them the product, and they give him the money, or they give him information from Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. Okay, if we want to be a good manager, if we want to be spiritual, we better follow the terms, the advice of Mam Sheikh Ibrahim Fall, because Sheikh Ibrahim Fall is the word. Like he was
fountain of knowledge.
Like he was telling Man My Souf. Yeah, he's great. Great Sheikh Ibrahim.
Absolutely. I mean, it's about time that we really reconsider our what we look up to, and if you go to America and other countries right now, a lot of statues are being torn down because they cannot stand the history of the heritage of that part of history. So it's about time that we use our own role models. Exactly. Someone like Sheikh Ibrahim Fall. If you talk about, you did management, if you and thank Alhamdulillah for EIM with Professor Girassi, someone who really look highly on Sheikh Ibrahim Fall. Someone that really, he's teaching, he's saying, and he didn't even just said it. He just, you said. He practiced it. He did it. He worked. You saw the result of what Sheikh Ibrahim Fall accomplished in Mustafa Fall during the construction of the mosque, the railroad. Mustafa Mbake.
From Darul Khudus.
If you see really the army of the Baifal, what really they brought in terms of quality of ethic, of work ethic. Is if we look for role model, it's about time that Senegal really reconsider. Senegal really look up to someone like Sheikh Ibrahim Fall. We're just gonna have to gain on that, because when you come out as a Senegalese, as a Wolof, as a Murid, as a Muslim, you need role model that you can look up to, that is really someone right close to you. If I listen to teaching like someone like Sheikh Ahmad Tijan Sy Al Maktoum,
Al Maktoum,
bright, open-minded, universal. Someone really Senegal could have used his knowledge, but still we just left him over on this corner in here and look for other models until he passed away, and everybody comes out and say, Alhamdulillah, he was great, he was a good mind, he was it doesn't work that way. So Alhamdulillah, thank you again for following Echo from Touba.
Yes.
A program that happens here every Wednesday at 2 p.m. There's a rerun again on Sunday, by the way, by 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And also on Facebook, you can follow my page. It's, just type in Echo from Touba. We have also Google, what do you call them, a YouTube channel. You can follow all the previous, inshallah.
Okay, you are doing the online program, the social media.
Well,
that's great.
We're trying. We don't need your help though. With all the knowledge you have on management. We need also some enterprises to come and support programs like this, because we're working only for the sake of Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba Khadim Rasul, to promote his knowledge, to promote his teaching. But I'm sure enterprise, they also look for money, because always when it's going to come to money. So it's time also that they support, inshallah, programs like Echo from Touba. Enterprises like Lampfal, enterprises like Touba TV, that really spend 24 for the sake of Islam. We talked about challenges of economic challenges, and you talk about absolute advantages that this country create, the other one create, and they make changes. And if you look through that, you'll see we have to gain ground, because a lot of we in Senegal, we don't know what's happening in Benin, for instance. We don't know what's going on in Malawi. We don't know what's going on in Rwanda, in countries like that. And I'm sure if there's a link between these countries, Ethiopia and Senegal, and other countries, Congo, and exchange what we have in terms of goods we're creating in economy, is going to be a benefit for all of us, isn't it?
Okay. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I am going to take a sentence of Mr. Cheikh Anta Diop. He used to say, vous les Africains, vous êtes obligés à réaliser un fédéralisme. Sinon, vivez dans cette Afrique comme un enfer. Now, he understood that we African people, we should be a bloc. Okay, and if we are a bloc and we exchange, we don't consider, okay, Senegal, Mali, we consider African people, because we have the same culture, we have the same religion, we are the same people. Now, if we come together, work together, and we exchange according to the comparative advantage, we can develop our Africa. Look at Senegal and Gambia. Okay, look at Senegal and Togo, Senegal and Mali. We don't know what's going on in Mali. We don't know what's going on in Ivory Coast. And those people from Ivory Coast, they have enough food. They have enough banana. They have enough aloko. They have enough acheke. We Senegal, we have rice.
Is it because, Professor, when they think about economic, opportunity, Africans, they always look up to Europe. China, I have to go to China, I have to go to Europe, to America. Isn't it time to really look inside the circle of Africa?
Yeah, it is time. It is time. According to Sheikh Anta Diop, it is time. We should think Africa first. Like American people, they think America first. Okay? And before America, we had Africa. It is Africa first. We should think Africa first and try to develop Africa. We do it, we Murid people. When we want to build the Masalik, we did it. When we want to build
crowdfunded.
When we want to build the university, we did it. Okay, Touba, we did it. Look at Touba. Touba right now is great. Okay, but if you want to do it, I think that we need Islamic management. Okay, or we need spirituality management. Okay, now how are we going to manage all African people? It is time to unite Africa, to work very hard. Don't think I'm Senegalese, he's Gambian, he's from Ivory Coast. We are all the same. We are Muslim, we are Christian, we are black people. Okay, now we should work for Africa.
And it's a do or die thing.
Yeah, we do it or die. We do it or die.
It's
We
a
should
do or
work
die
for,
thing.
we should
Absolutely.
work for
Absolutely.
Africa before thinking. Look at the case of China. China was nothing. Look at the case of India. India was nothing. Look at the case of South Korea. In 1960, South Korea, Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal, they had the same GDP. They had the same GDP. And according to the leader of South Korea, he told to the people, let us sacrifice 2 generations and the 3rd generation will be rich. Right now they have Hyundai, what we call Hyundai, they have LG, they have Samsung. They are developed people. And look at African people. What do we have?
Sinchua.
Yeah. That's why we should use Sintua to develop our country.
Absolutely,
Yeah, we
absolutely. I think even in racism, what's happening, and people using all kind of means to hurt certain ethnic group. If you go to America, the killing of George Floyd,
Yeah, George
and
Floyd.
many other things happening. I think if Africa, the diaspora, understood it's more of an economic problem than it is actually a racial problem. I mean, if like you gave the example of China. If Africa was right now very rich, I'm sure, I mean, half of racism will not exist anymore.
It is not
So-
racism,
so-
it is economic problem.
So we have to really, hats off to someone like Akon and many others who are really promoting the development of Africa, bringing investors to Africa, helping really create stuff. Because I think that's how we should fight. And understanding also, well, is this a different level in terms of Islam and us as Murid? Because we go and find means, not just we just want to live it off as make life nice. It is about using goods from Allah, from this planet, to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So alhamdulillah, we just have about 15 minutes left though for the program, and we're gonna have, of course, to talk about Serigne Touba, the university coming. Now with this new challenge of COVID-19, there's a system that's been implemented in Touba in terms of the university, and it's 37 different buildings. And hats off to my friend also, Serigne Atou Diagne, who was the Sheikh gave out the construction of the Këru Xasida, meaning the house where the Hasidas will be. It's a library. It's going to be built only for Hasidas of Serigne Touba, because we have an international library right in front of the Mosque of Touba, but this particular one will be specific for Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. And believe me, someone who wrote, when they say 7 ton was what was found inside the compound of the Sheikh.
Yeah.
No one know how much
How much?
Serigne Touba wrote.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
No one. I heard some a young, a progeny of Sheikh Al-Khadim, who said that he was inquiring about Hasidas that on acrostic that was wrote on the line of not innamal boys to innamal boys to li utammimil makarim
al-akhlaq.
no, actually wa innaka la ala khuluqin azim.
Azim.
So he said, I found almost over 1,000 Hasidas
that's great.
of that line. So I stopped because I know I'm not going to finish it.
Yes, yes.
So that will be, inshallah, inside the University of Serigne
That's
Touba.
great, that's great.
So are you guys, in terms of professors, ready to embrace that new jewel that's being built?
Okay, we are ready. Okay, we are ready to embrace the new university that is built in Touba. Okay, because we know that the final, it is the religion. And if you want to develop Senegal, you want to develop Africa, we should take in account what we call religious business. Because right now, if you're doing business, those people doing marketing, they understand that we have 1 billion of consumer. That's why they organize the halal business. In the product you see right now, you have halal product, halal tourism, financial Islamic, financial microfinance. Okay, you have what we call takaful. People, they know that we have more than 1 billion of consumer that are Muslim. Now Islam's become a business. Islam's become a business for Christian. Islam become a business for Jew. Look at the case of...
I will say business is part of Islam.
Yeah, business is part of Islam. Okay, if you want, business is part of Islam.
Right.
Now, if business is part of Islam, what makes business possible? It is knowledge. Ini ujahidu bi ulum wa bi tuqa abdan hadiman wal mu'min ushahidu. That's why the University of Touba, we all the professor, we try to give some lecturers over there. Now, if you want to give some lecturers over there, the lecturers the classes should be on Islamic topics. Now, that's the problem. If the people, can you teach management in Islam? Can you teach math in Islam? Because people used to say math. If you take the case of Sing Touba is great on math. All the hasaid you can do what we call ilmu adat. Ilmu adat. If you try to do ilmu adat on the Hasidah, you're going to be surprised because everything is math in the Hasid of Sing Touba. Now, how are we going to teach math in Islam? How are we going to teach marketing in Islam? How are we going to teach psychology? How are we going to teach natural science in Islam? That's why we should transform our teaching and do the Islamic teaching. Now, the problem is the professor from the universities, can they teach in Islam? And those one teaching in Islam, can they do the marketing or economics? That will be the big challenge, I think, that for the new university. Because
go ahead.
Okay, because it's not just only some university we had before, those people learning the Quran. Okay, because for me, sometimes I'm really sorry for those one who learns the, because if I take my case, I was born Christian, and after
you were?
Yes, I was born Christian.
No kidding, I didn't know that.
Really, I was born Christian.
You reverted?
Yeah, and after I become Muslim,
right?
Okay, I have learned the Bible. I'm learning the Quran right now. I'm learning the Hasaid. But the problem, those people who did the Daira, sometimes they don't know about management. Those people who learn management, they don't know about Islam. Now, how are we going to manage those people from the Daira to tell them how to use management in Islam? And those people who learns management, economics, etc., how are they going to use Islam in the management? It is our
there's
challenge.
a problem there because well, I don't want to say, name no bank, but I understand some banks that started the Islamic financing, for instance, finally they stopped it because either clients don't understand or people managing the Islamic finance really are not really following guidelines or rules of Islam. That's the problem you're saying.
That's the problem, because according to the African Institute of Islamic Finance, when I was working with Muhammad Lamin Bake, that's the problem. People are not trained on Islamic.
I hope saying Muhammad Bake will play a role in that.
Yeah, he will play the role. People are not trained on Islamic business. Okay, people, they don't know about musharaka, mudaraba, murabaha, and istina, and because there is no interest. People, they cannot understand why there is no interest. But interest is the lowest part to make money. Okay, but haramallahu riba wa halalal ba'i'. Okay, you can turn the interest to a buy. Okay, you can turn the interest to the buy. That's what I was to teach to my student. You say the interest in Islam, we call it Jean, and whenever we want to do it on Islamic business, we call it Abdullah. Yeah, we call it Abdullah.
Right.
And we have some Islamic product. We have Mudaraba, Musharaka. I think that it is what they use in the Islamic bank in Senegal, and even I don't want to
name anyone.
To name anyone.
Please don't.
Now, what we should do, it is to train people about Islamic business, and we should do good communication. Good communication, because Islamic business is not just only for Islamic people, for Islam, for Muslim. It's not just only for Muslim. And for I'm gonna ask about those people talking about we want to build a mosque or we want to build something in Touba. Why not to take the money to put it on Orange Money? And why not to put it on some conventional bank? Why not to create our own bank? Imagine all the money we give to Orange Money, all the money we give to BCs.
Not mentioning the names.
Yeah,
right.
No, so sorry. all the money we give to the others. Why not to have our Muslim bank? Why not to have our Murid bank to give the money over there to manage the to finance the business of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba.
You're right. Quickly, I'm gonna ask another question quickly because time is just, we have 5 minutes left here, and I just wanted to add up to that we have to be smarter, creative right now, because COVID taught us a lesson. You know, we cannot teach the old way anymore. You know, is it we have to rethink how we're going to do with the university, because we have bright minds over there. Sering Ahmad Badawi and Sering Sheikh of Sering Mustafa Basir. We have leaders over at the university. But that's the thing, everything have to be changed, rescheduled because of COVID-19. What do you think we should be? Are we going to go on online direction, most part of the teaching over there?
If we focus on online business, online teaching, it will be very difficult. Now, what I advise, it is first to start with face-to-face education and try to manage, try to teach people how to do education business. Why not to have 80% of face-to-face education and 20% of online business? The second year, 70% face-to-face and 30% etc. Now, even if you go to the end of your bachelor program or the end of your master program, you're going to do 50% face-to-face and 50% face-to-face and 50% online education. And with the 50% online education, you are going to do 30% training in a firm, training in a company. Okay, now you're going to do face-to-face business, you're going to do online business, and you're going to do learning by doing.
MashaAllah.
Okay,
MashaAllah.
it is, you're going to have what we call the Jëf Jël.
Oh, I think I'm going to invite you for a specific program on Jëf Jël
come
of
on.
Sheikh Ibrahim Fall. Please,
Okay,
I have your word on that.
Yes.
Inshallah.
I have a movie named Jëf Jël.
Oh, you do? Oh, mashallah! Congratulations. I mean, and also we're gonna add another topic on that, another question, which is gonna be our last question. I think. What do you think about using really Wolof as a language in some departments over and have that University of Touba being a leader in terms of using this local language, because Wolof is not just another language, because this is the language that was used by Sering Touba. And most of the people, the elite who were disciple, who were trained by the Sheikh, they spoke Wolof. And even most of the literature, thing we have right now, most of them are in Wolof. And I don't think China developed its country in English or French. I don't think Korea did that in Korean. I don't think all these countries did advance in another language. This is language we're using, but it's not our own. We're just trying to speak it. And how about really, just like changes happening with COVID-19, people are, using their brain now, getting there to reconsider a lot of things. Is it also Wolof has to be reconsidered in terms of the language we should really take opportunity of?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, brother.
I am very proud to answer to this question, because once when I was in China, I was talking with one of my friends from Russia and another friend from Ethiopia. They asked me the question, why you Senegalese, you did all your education, how you speak English? You come from a French country. Your language normally is French. I say no, French is not my mother tongue. My mother tongue is Jola. But in my country, everybody speaks Wolof. And the question, why you don't do your education in Wolof? And he told me, African people will never be the best if they teach math, economics, science, management in French, because they cannot understand French like French people. But Alhamdulillah, we manage with the French. But imagine if we learn by Wolof doing mathematics, it will be very easy.
Absolutely.
People are thinking that mathematics is difficult, but mathematics is nothing.
But I don't think government will do that. Do you think that the new University of Touba has to be a leader?
Yeah, the new University of Touba has to be the leader. We gonna learn in Wolof, and if we learn in Wolof,
boy, I hope they can hear you, man.
If you learn in Wolof, I think that if you take the case of Amsatou Diakhaté, if you take the case of Moussaka, They are greater.
There's a lot.
They are greater than.
And there's a lot of poets, right? Are very productive in
poetry.
Wolof.
They are greater than some other people. I don't want to name.
And everything is technically converted in Wolof already.
I don't want to name. I don't want to name.
Cheikh Anta Diop, for instance, he did a lot in Wolof.
Cheikh Anta Diop, he was speaking Wolof. And even
Serigne Thiam, what is his name again?
Yeah, Sair Thiam.
Right.
I learned mathematics in Wolof.
From Sair
I'm a
Thiam.
mathematics professor.
Right.
I learned mathematics from Sair Thiam in Wolof. But why not to learn in Wolof? I think that China was developed in Chinese.
Absolutely.
Japan in Japanese.
Absolutely.
US in English. Malaysia in the language. Okay, why not? We have look at the case of Rwanda. They changed from French to English. Now Rwanda is an immersion country. Now the University of Touba, we should learn in Wolof if we want to understand the science. If we want to understand the science, we should learn in Wolof because Cheikh Ibrahima Fall understood the science. That's what he was telling all time. Jëf jël.
Oh, there you go. My role model again, Cheikh Ibrahima Fall.
Role model, our role model.
Hopefully, they can hear you. The administrative group of the university to reconsider again. I talk about it with the Serigne Souhaïbou Kébé. Hopefully, one day I'll meet Serigne Ahmed Badawi and also the leaders over there because it's my personal fight.
It's really, our personal fight.
You know, I'll do that for. I'm just gonna go and put the word out. It's about time, really, because Serigne Touba spoke it. He spoke. I heard even an anecdote. Serigne Baye Jaxate came and wrote Arabic to Serigne Touba, a poem in Arabic. Serigne Touba read it and told them, you know why I write Arabic to Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? Serigne Baye Jaxate said no, I don't know. Serigne Touba told them because he's Arab.
Yeah.
Next time you write a poem on me, do it in Wolof. I think we're going to stop it there, and hopefully, and then just to remind at the end for everyone about this disease, the coronavirus, to people to just do what the Caliph is saying. Especially the health workers doing and helping others to really get over it, because it's not a joke right now. Senegal has over 9,000. If you see the ravage it's doing across the world, you know. And again, hats off to someone like Professor Seydi using chloroquine and helping a lot of people. Professor Bousso, and also obviously the Minister of Health, Diouf Sarr, and also this is a hard time to be a president right now, and you know, leading stuff like that. Hopefully everybody gets well, and inshallah we're going to come back for Jëf Jël. It's a promise, right?
Okay, it's a promise.
For Cheikh Ibrahima Fall. Okay. Thank you for following Echo from Touba. Inshallah, until next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Jërëjëf Serigne Touba. Jaraw la Maam Cheikh Ibrahima Fall. Hope you're going to do some praying, inshallah, first.
Okay, now before praying, I want to say thank you to my lovely wife, Neexa Dëkkal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I give
salam to
my lovely wife, Neexa Dëkkal. Neexa Dëkkal, yeah, I call her Neexa Dëkkal because she supported me everywhere, every time. I say, love you, Neexa Dëkkal.
MashaAllah.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا مولانا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق قلب الحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم